want to be too far forward, or what happens? What do we get?
Quads.
Yeah, quadriceps, right? And so, and remember, in the cadaver, what we saw is that the quads do this. They curve around like this. One of the reasons that they do that in the arms as well, if you look at the way the musculature is in utero, as we're embryologically developing, our limbs twist. So our muscles do too. Okay? It's just part of the way that we're put together. So if we're thinking that our quadriceps group comes straight down like this, then we're incorrect. It comes around like this. So too far forward and we're on quads. How do we know? What's an easy way to see if we're on those? What?
Flex.
Flex what? No, flex what?
The foot. In.
No.
Like this. Like.
I said, how do we know that we're not on the quads? So we want to activate
Oh,
them.
that we're not on the quads. So we
Knee
don't
extension,
want to
right?
activate the quads.
So if you just push your back of your knee down into the table. Ooh, there they activate right there. Okay? You see right here? That's the line. You'll want to see this.
Get in there, Hollis.
Okay. So here we go. Push down into the table. Push.
Oh.
See all of that right there? That's all quads.
Okay.
What's all of this?
Adductors.
That's the adductor group, right? So now I have her relax, like that. And I say, hold, don't let me push you out. Hold. And did you see this now? Jump up right there. That's the adductor group. Now I can palpate all the way down here. I'm on top of gracilis, and just deep to that is what? Magnus. Okay. If I come up further right up in here, I can actually feel longus right there in Magnus right there.
Oh, that's a gnarly bruise.
Okay.
I know.
And
Oh,
relax.
way to go. Wow.
I just saw it on the
We okay
camera.
now? After what you saw the last 3 hours, you're going, ooh, it's a bruise.
3D.
It's like the starting of a pressure sore.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop that.
All right. So that's how we find the adductor group, and that's how we see its borders. Okay, and they taper down to their attachments along the femur, mostly posteriorly on the linea aspera, right? Okay, good. So that's those guys. Now let's do the extensors while we're all up and excited.
Yeah, I love it. I'm way excited.
Hip extension. Oh, now that's a gnarly bruise.
That's the one, isn't it?
That's the same one?
Yeah.
That was gnarly. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pass out.
I told you.
You don't know how you got it?
Controlled descent.
I know. It's like
That's right. Trust me.
something or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So you do have like heavy editing, right?
No, I just put it all on. That's why I try not to talk.
Just a mean friend.
Yikes.
I don't like to hear my own voice. I try not to talk much.
All right. Extensors of the hip. What are we talking about? Maximus.
Semitendinosus.
Semitendinosus.
Membranosus.
Semimembranosus. Long head of biceps. Okay.
Semimembranosus.
Deep six not so much, right? They're mostly what? That's what they really like to do. They can actually abduct if you're flexed to 90 degrees too. But that's another story.
Well, that's
Right.
next semester.
We just don't want to do that.
Nope.
So those are the primary ones, easy to find. So what we're going to do is get all three or four of those at once. Are we good? Good.
No.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Why?
Hip extensors. Yeah, hip extensors. Let's do it.
Back out of the weeds. Hip extensors.
All right.
Yeah.
You're the bad group. You guys are.
No kidding. We never wander
You
off.
guys don't play well together. So here's what we can do.
We like each other.
We want to emphasize gluteus maximus and minimize the contribution of the hamstrings. What do you think we can do?
Bend her knee. Yeah.
Like that, okay? Now if we do that and have her raise her foot towards the ceiling, we're going to get mostly gluteus maximus, which is right there.
awesome.
And you see that when we're looking at it, you know, those glitzy glamour magazines, it looks like this great big round thing, right? On either side.
J-Lo.
It does. And if you get implants, that happens, right? But
That happened for me.
you should though. It's always fun. What you notice is it's like quadrangular, right? The muscle really is. One more time, come up like that. You'll notice that it's quadrangular in shape. Okay. So there it is. Relax. Okay.
How do you feel about this?
So that's sort of emphasizing gluteus maximus as a hip extensor. That becomes more significant next semester as we try to test strength and try to test the strength of this versus these. Okay? So it really is a useful thing to do. Then the other thing we have left is these guys down here, our hamstring muscles, which up here, if you remember in the cadaver, it's like, wow, they all come together.
Right.
And they attach on that ischial tuberosity, right, except for the short head. And so down here they diverge, and actually you can see them quite well down here already, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to use them across the knee. So we know that they do what at the knee? Flex. What will the medial hamstring do if we have a hard time finding it, which is flexion? Of the knee, of the tibia on the femur at 90 degrees, which is we're going to get the maximum amount of rotation. See, I can rotate her like this, a fair amount. 8 degrees, 10 degrees, okay? So if I have her now flex like this, with her it's not hard. This is what?
Tendinosis?
Semitendinosis. What's this?
Membranosis.
Semimembranosis. If I can't see them quite well, hold, don't let me pull you down. Hold, okay? Okay. Now, what's this over here? Biceps what?
Femoris?
Okay.
Right here?
Yes. Good. Now what we can do is, if we want to emphasize it even more, we can have her with her flexion, turn her toes this way. There we go. See how that sort of de-emphasized that? And emphasizes this? Hold. There we go. Now we can have her turn the other way. Rotate outward. See how that de-emphasizes? And this still is really, really...
That's wicked.
Yeah, let's see if the bruised one does. Okay? So there's a couple of tricks. First, we're going to flex with resistance. If we can't see or feel the tendons we want, and the likelihood of that is very low, by the way, then we have her rotate internally to emphasize medial hamstrings, rotate externally to emphasize lateral hamstrings, and we've got what we want. So if they're pulling down here, they're working up here, they're working all the way to their point of attachment up here as well, right? So we don't want to mess with them around the hip, even though we're looking for their hip action. We're going to try them at the knee because we can see them and we can feel them. We actually know how much activity there is.
So if someone were to have pain in their semitendinosis, if you just strummed that tendon right there, would they squeal?
Pretty much, especially if it's a tendinitis, yeah. Absolutely. All you have to do is just this. Come across like this. Okay? And you can feel it, the tendon disappear, and the muscle belly start right up in here. So again, if I come too far medially, I'm not on hamstrings, am I? I'm on the adductor muscle group. While we've got her turned over like this, let's just look at finding the primary deep six muscle that we're interested in for clinical purposes, which is what? Piriformis, not the pisiformis. This is a trick that we learned from the anesthesiologist when I worked in the pain center. Quick and dirty way to find it, and it's almost 100% accurate. First thing you want to do is find the PSIS right up here, which is right there. You want to find the greater trochanter, which is right here. You want to draw a line between them like this, go right in the center of the line, and push. Now how do I know if it's it? What does it do? Lateral rotator.